Boom, Watch Fam! What is up, Watch Fam, and welcome to episode 98 of ASKTNH. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and we have a lot to get into today, but let's start off with a wristwatch check, right? So I'm wearing an amazing vintage lawn jeans today with an automatic movement. I love the two-ish tone dial here. You don't really see it when you look straight on, but as soon as you kind of turn the wrist, it kind of catches the light and it breaks up. I love manual wind movements, I really do, but here I think that the automatic is just super charming. And the reality is, even though I do love manual, the mass market is huge on automatic. I know you guys love rotors, you know, it's just a lot easier. So this watch is totally unbelievable. And I love the way it looks with the strap too. I think that this looks really good with this blue shirt. Anyway, it is available on the shop at theoandharris.com. If you haven't checked it out this week already, go over to the shop right after this video and check out the new watches we just put up on Tuesday. Put some wild stuff up. Okay, so it's episode 98. Episode 100 is coming around very quickly, so I actually want to announce kind of-ish what we're going to be doing. So for episode 100, we're going to do a special episode, you know, which I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what yet, but it's going to be a couple different parts and a couple different things going on, and one of them is actually going to be a contest. So all you have to do to enter, which is starting today, and episode 100 is what, next Thursday. Next Thursday is episode 100. From today until next Thursday, go on Instagram, go over to the Theo and Harris Instagram, screenshot your favorite photo, share it on your account with the caption why you think your friend should follow Theo and Harris. So if you do think that we do bring value for you guys and you do like our account, tell your friends why. Tag us in the photo, not just at, but actually add the person. Tag Theo and Harris, and we're going to be choosing 3 winners, and each person is going to be getting $100 off of their next Theo and Harris watch, which is a very large number off of a watch. And live next Thursday on the episode, we're going to pick the winners just based off of who we genuinely think gave the best answer, which 3 people didn't just bullshit, didn't just kiss our ass, but genuinely told their friends why they follow us and why they think their friends should follow us. So that's it. It's just going to be an honest thing. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. You'll be able to call bullshit if you see it, but you're not going to see bullshit. It's going to be a ton of fun. So that's it. Let's get into the episode now. Okay, so let's get into episode 98 now that the pre-trial matters have been taken care of. I used to do a mock trial, I'm sorry. This thing's it's hard to shake sometimes. Okay, I want to talk about something that I actually saw last week at the Watch Time New York event. I saw a lot of brands. I mean, I saw, you know, Longa, I saw a ton of Zeron. I mean, like crazy watches, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000, you know, like $180,000 watches. And believe it or not, no bullshit, NOMOS did stand out. I mean, not only were the people just incredibly nice, okay, that's number one. The people they hired were incredibly, not only just personal and knowledgeable, but they were just like kind. And that really puts your 2-second visit at their little booth, that could make it a 3-minute visit, 4-minute visit, which is huge. I mean, they probably saw less people that night, but they made depth in each person they did see, and that is huge. I mean, they're a small company that's really taking a very personal approach, and I think that their personality and their watches reflect that. Their little name tags, it just said, hello, you know, I don't know how hello my name is, but something like in German, I don't know. And then they had to write their name in. And although that's like a kind of an old, remember like the hello my name is name tags? Remember those like red ones? Those are like boring and weird. The way they did it was just so cool. It was almost like a whiteboard. I don't know. I just thought it was so personal. You really felt like you had to know them. They just kind of made the whole thing seem refined and still casual and approachable. So big thumbs up to NOMOS for the presentation of their event. But I want to talk about their watches for a second. I have never been a fan of the Tangente. Really never. I'm a big Orion fan. I'm a big Zeitwerk World Timer fan. I just never really got into the Tangente until I saw their watches at the event. Their new color schemes, particularly, and I put an example of the blue dial here, with the Neomatik movement. I am absolutely in love with this watch. I think that the blue is a blue I do not see elsewhere. It's not a Vacheron blue. It's not an Audemars Piguet blue. It's not a Rolex blue. I mean, it really is this deep midnight NOMOS blue. And I like the blue shade. Also put another photo of the Zeitwerk World Timer. I like that, but that's a little bit more of a pale blue. But this dark, deep midnight blue to me is totally striking. No, it costs them no more money to pick out, you know, different kinds of blues, but to me it shows a little bit of, I think, just originality. It shows a little bit of uniqueness, not just trying to steal the sunburst blue from Rolex or the tapisserie blue from Audemars Piguet. I think it's just super beautiful. moving on from the base color of the dial, on the 5-minute markers around the entire dial, they have, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, labeling the minute markers. And that bright blue, that kind of like turquoise was, totally amazing. Then another accent was the red seconds. And I'm a big aesthetic guy, I'm a big color guy. I just think that they took the core of a Bauhaus simple watch, as simple and as classic as it gets. And they used great watchmaking, a real traditional watch, but they just took it to a whole new level. They took their innovation, yes, in the mechanics, but also in the design. In the coloration. To me, it was so young and fresh. I feel like that watch is relatable. They do a better job, I think, intriguing my market, the 17 to 28-year-olds with those colors than they're going to do with almost any marketing campaign. And they do an all right job sometimes. That's how holding it in your hand, to me, it just seems much more playful and much more interesting than so many other watches. Everything can be expensive. AP, and they can release skeleton things, they can release all this stuff, and that's fine, and it's great, and it's dandy. But sometimes a little color change, right? A little bit of a playful, I don't even know, just a playful attempt, to kind of relate to you goes a long way. I don't think I would have been talking about NOMOS right now if it wasn't for that watch that I saw at that event. Their stuff is always great, but the Tetra was really the square one, was the one that was always colorful. And I think that because it was square and it was smallish, it didn't really get the publicity and the press and the desirability that it could have gotten because of the colors. But I think they took the most successful part of the Tetra, those colors, and they've applied it to the Tangente, and that to me is a huge success. So huge props to NOMOS. If you guys don't already know, I'm an enormous NOMOS fan. I think that at $2,000, particularly pre-owned, at $2,000, $3,000, and then if it's a world timer, 4.5, 5, you can get a world-class watch, a watch that is, independent-ish and traditionalist as well. Stuff that respects the past, but delivers in a very approachable way, as opposed to these kind of hoity-toity, hot horology, super expensive kind of brands. Even if NOMOS made their $12,000, their $12,000, $20,000 watches, I think the Lambda, I think something else as well. Even those watches are approachable, maybe not in price, but in emotion, in feeling. And although this is kind of just a NOMOS talk, not just a specific question being answered, but even though those watches are expensive on the pre-owned market at $10,000, $12,000, I think that people are missing a huge opportunity to buy those, by the way, just to kind of mention that. At $10,000, $12,000, that's a weird zone because you don't have enough money at $10,000, $12,000 to really go for Longa yet. You don't have enough money to go for Patek, pretty holistically, but you're kind of like, at this point, you're getting a little bit over Rolex. Like you're still in the hump there for the two-tone subs, but it's a weird kind of like no man's land. Like, do I scale down, or do I just go for the extra 3,000? But I think you don't need to do either. Try NOMOS, check them out. I think that they really are. I think the Lambda, I think it is a really interesting watch. I don't know what it's called. It's not Côte de Genève, but it's almost this sunburst. Show the case back here, Anna. The case back of the Lambda, I think. It's just this sunburst finishing, totally beautiful. Stuff that you wouldn't see at the $10,000 range. And it's not 10,000. I think the retail's around 20. But on the secondhand market, incredible watches. I know I've done an ASKTNH on NOMOS before. I've said a lot of this, not all of it, but I've said a lot of this before. But I think that it's worth saying again sometimes when a brand is really just impressing you. And I think that we really should pay not just more attention to NOMOS, give NOMOS a little bit more of your thought, because I think that they really will impress you. And I'm really excited to see where they're going to go in the next couple of years, because I think that they're trying to come into their own right in the marketplace, where they are both traditionalist, like I said before, but now really unique in color. And I think that that's going to help stand them apart at Wempe. Unfortunately, NOMOS gets very placement. At least last time I was at Wempe, they got placement. They really, Wempe kind of stuck their watches all the way in the back, which sucks. I felt terrible that NOMOS was there. But I think that this is a way that they actually can separate themselves. So if you don't have a NOMOS already, I'm not saying you have to buy one, but I am saying keep them on your radar. I think that people are not giving them enough play. For the same for the same price as a Bell & Ross, you know, you can get a much more serious watch. And I actually like Bell & Ross, but they're two very, very different companies. I mean, if you just look at the case back of a NOMOS, it's very hard to be disappointed. So this was really more of a rant than it was an ASKTNH, but I think I really wanted to get it off my chest and talk about how much NOMOS has impressed me recently, especially at that event. You know, when they can hold their own amongst Lange, Vacheron, and so many other brands, Grand Seiko even, they're really doing a good job. So props NOMOS, you're doing an amazing job. Keep it up, keep playing with color, keep being classic traditionalist. Watch out your prices, don't get too egotistic, but that's it guys. Check out NOMOS and thank you for watching episode 98 of Ask TNH. That's it.